Hello there and welcome back to Me Moby's Galaxy, a Star Wars podcast. Today we jump back into our Mandalorian recap series. Today we have reached what is basically Mandalorian Season 2.5 because somehow the Book of Boba Fett suddenly turned into a full-on Mandalorian continuation for 4 episodes. We're talking, of course, about the stretch of Book of Boba Fett where Din Djarin takes over, the Grogu story continues, and the Darksaber becomes a whole emotional problem. And somehow, one of the biggest reunions in Star Wars history happens in somebody else's show. This is such a weird section of Star Wars because, on one hand, these episodes give us huge character development for Din and major Jedi questions for Grogu, and some of the most important setup for Mandalorian Season 3. But, on the other hand, it still raises the question, why did all of this happen here instead of the Mandalorian itself? So today we're breaking down what these episodes actually do for Din and Grogu, what worked, what maybe happened too fast, and whether or not the Book of Boba Fett helped their story or accidentally hijacked its own. I am joined today by my co-host, Ethan. How are we doing today, Ethan?
Hey, good. Killer intro, man. We covered it all.
Thanks, dude. I've been working on my intros, trying to get them a little bit more podcasty sounding. How recently have you watched these 4 episodes of BOBF?
Yeah, so of course this is a rewatch episode. So we like to rewatch it right before we do this. I watched episode 4 today after church, and then episode 5 like an hour after that for some reason. And then I went to the movies and watched Project Hail Mary.
Nice.
And then
how was it? Wait. How was it?
Oh, actually amazing. Like, I was so impressed with that movie. I didn't know what to expect because I went in with one of my best friends telling me that he didn't like it and he just thought it was boring. And I was like, oh wow, I've only been hearing amazing reviews on it. So when I watched it, I didn't know what to expect, and I don't know what he's thinking. I absolutely loved it. I think Ryan Gosling killed it. Definitely one of his best acting roles, in my opinion. So, yeah, it was really good. I was just going to say, right after I watched that, then I came home and watched episode 6 and 7 of Book of Boba Fett. So, kind of a funny mixture there.
Nice. that is a whirlwind. That's a lot of watching time today. Screen time. Way up.
Hey, I had sweatpants and a sweatshirt on, and it was a rest day today.
Heck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. With the Ryan Gosling thing, I know are you a Ryan Gosling fan in general?
Yeah, I am. I love La La Land. That's like one of my favorite musicals, and I think that's where I first liked his acting.
I know a lot of people, a lot of people are not excited about the new Star Wars project, Star Wars Starfighter, because of Ryan Gosling. I think it's because they announced it right after that movie Barbie came out, so I think they had a weird taste in their mouth. But does this Project Hail Mary, do you think I think that helps promote the new Star Wars movie?
Well, yeah, for sure, I'd say so. And I will say, yes, I'm a fan of him, but I was kind of on the same side as Star Wars fans where they saw it was Ryan Gosling and probably wasn't too excited about it. Even though I like Ryan Gosling a lot, he's one of my favorite actors, I kind of thought the same thing. This changed my mind. I'm so hopeful for him being a good actor in the Star Wars universe of things. So,
yeah, I think so. I think we will do a whole entire episode on after the trailer drops for that, just as a theorizing video. But beyond that, our Star Wars news of the day is basically my shirt here kind of promos it. Darth Maul Shadow Lord show is coming out in 6 days from airing of this episode. So if you're listening to this, it's 6 days until, I almost said Mandalorian, Maul Shadow Lord is released. I am very excited. My main note is they've never messed up Darth Maul, in my opinion. He's one of 3 characters that has never had a moment that I'm like, man, they could have done that better. Are you excited for Maul Shadow Lord?
You know, I've heard you say that before, that I don't think that they've ever messed up Maul, and I couldn't agree more. I think that's the best way to describe him. I have not met one Star Wars fan who was disappointed in something about Darth Maul. And I think Star Wars has just done a great job of keeping that character a good character. So what I'm going to hope is that this does not ruin it, you know? I'm hopeful for the fact that I don't think it won't. I don't think it will, is what I meant to say. I don't think it will. I don't know. Double negative.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. No, that's the only news we have, which, a little promo, we will be doing a review, recap, a reactionary podcast episode directly after it airs that day. It'll come out the day after. So the show comes out on Mondays, and we will have it published on our normal Tuesdays. That is starting next week, which is very exciting and a little intimidating.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Just like what we did with Skeleton Crew, I think it'll be fun to watch it and then talk about it right after. So,
and then honestly, on a personal note, it is really fun to do those just for my viewership of shows. It makes me really think about shows more rather than just like watching them casually, like on my phone or like during lunch. Like I can really like focus on it because I know I'm going to be having to talk about it.
For sure. And I think it's helpful to, when we express our own ideas and thoughts and opinions online, it's fun to see what your viewers and commenters like to say on it. Although I will say after the last episode, I kind of...
Now we're going to do 4 quick questions on Mandalorian Season 2.5, Book of Boba Fett. Okay. Are you ready?
I hope so.
I hope so. They're easy. What gift does Din bring Grogu?
It's like a little chainmail thing that he had the armorer make, like a chainmail.
Yep, Beskar chainmail.
Yeah.
What is the ship that Mandalorian builds instead of having the Razor Crest? What is it? What kind of ship is that?
No. What's sad, too, is I like this ship way better than the Razor Crest. And I know that it's called a Razor Crest. I don't know the name of this ship.
Where does it normally show up? I'm giving you a chance here. Where do we originally know that ship from?
Well, from Anakin. His ship, very similar.
Yes,
the yellow
planet?
One, all yellow. From...
Yes. It's an N1 Naboo starfighter.
It is just a Naboo starfighter?
It's an N1 Naboo starfighter, but yes. N1 Naboo starfighter.
Well, I guess if I just said Naboo starfighter, I would have been close then.
That's what I was trying to get you to. Third question: who helps the Mandalorian rebuild the N1 starfighter?
The lady's name?
Yep. What's her name?
My goodness. I don't know. Everyone's gonna hate me.
Palimoto.
Yeah.
Pelimoto?
Yeah.
But that is our Mandalorian. How did you do? Comment in the comments how you did. We are going to jump into...
Oh my gosh, that was it?
Yeah, that's all I have. There's not much.
Okay, 1 for 3.
There's not much there, man.
Yeah.
Okay, what creature does Grogu settle down at the end of the dang show and
Rancor.
take a nap with? Yeah, I know. Okay, so...
All right, whatever.
I was trying to keep it Mandalorian themed, not just about Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, no, it was good.
Okay, so... let's talk about Mandalorian's first appearance in this show, where he's what planet is that? Where
I don't know
are
the
they?
Planet, but his first appearance was at the butcher place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know the planet though.
I'm gonna look it up real quick because I kind of want to know. With the butcher, let's look it up. Look it up. What
do you call that?
Okay, great.
You don't want to call it. It's not a slaughterhouse, right? Or is that what you call it?
It's a butcher. He's on Glavis Ringworld. Wow.
Whoa.
I've never heard of that.
Me either. That's interesting.
Yeah, it was. It's kind of like, oh, dude, it feels so much like. Have you ever seen Treasure Planet?
Yes.
So it's like that space station on the half moon.
Oh,
I totally remember thinking about that. Oh, it's so like that.
Yeah,
it's an orbital habitat featuring Star Wars Galaxy. Introduced in the Book of Boba Fett, it serves as a visually striking industrial ring station orbiting a central star, notably for its resemblance of halo structure from the science fiction. Nice. Well, now I know. So let's talk about that segment.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
It felt very Mandalorian. I felt like I was brought back to season 1 for a quick second. It's like, oh, he's back to his regular self doing a side mission, and it went as smoothly and simply as it would have for him being a bounty hunter. So I thought it was cool.
Yeah, I think the terminology I heard from someone recently was Mandalorian acting more like Boba Fett than Boba Fett in the show, which we're not really getting into the Boba Fett not being as hardcore as we hoped he was. We're staying on Mando, but I agree. It's very reminiscent of season 1, where he's just doing his bounty hunting and just like being pretty hardcore about it too.
Yeah. I'll take you in warm or I'll take you in cold.
No, yeah, I mean, that fight scene was sweet. But yeah, I really enjoyed that whole sequence. Now, how do we feel about, I don't know, like Armorer and what's the other guy's name? Them being like the 3 Mandalorians left, basically. Or them being the only 2.
Yeah, true. Well, they invited him in. They said, you're officially a part of R3 now. Remember?
Well, but didn't they just kick him out right after that?
I don't think they kicked him out yet. Not on that one, right?
Well, because he told, didn't he? Is that not
Wait,
where?
Did he confess in that scene? I didn't think he confessed.
He did,
yet.
yeah.
Really?
I'm pretty sure he did because he doesn't see him again. That's like the last time he sees them.
Oh,
I think after he beats,
it was definitely that same setting for sure. When he does his confession.
I don't think he went back.
I took off my helmet.
Yeah, and then isn't that when Paz Vizsla, that's the guy's name, challenges him for the Darksaber, and then he still wins?
No, I don't think that happened. I didn't remember that. This is crazy because I watched it today. But really?
Yeah, he challenges him over the Darksaber in the Book of Boba Fett.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, I remember that whole scene. I know exactly what you're talking about. I didn't realize that was in Book of Boba Fett. For some reason, I just thought it was season 3.
No, yeah, so and that's another issue. That's why... that happens and it happens.
I mean, there it is.
That's another issue.
Are we watching Boba Fett or are we
2.5?
watching Mandalorian? Yeah,
I know. But yeah, because I mean, Paz, Paz, what a great name. So he's Vizsla, right? Mm-hmm. That means he kind of has a lineage of the Darksaber in his family. Yeah. Because Pre-Vizsla, I think. Oh man, they're all the same name. I think Pre-Vizsla was the first guy to have it. I don't really remember all the Vizslas. They get a little bit confusing if I'm going to lie. I don't know.
Pre-Vizsla, past Vizsla, present Vizsla.
That's terrible. That's terrible. But I like the scene. I think it was really cool. The one thing I think they dropped about the armorer saying that Din was fighting the Darksaber, right? He says it's so heavy, but he's not working with it. It's like it's its own entity at that point. Do you buy into that, or do you think that's like a weird thing since Jedi never had that problem?
Honestly, yeah, I think it's kind of a weird thing since Jedi didn't have that problem. I would agree with you there. I don't know if I agree with it.
Here's my thought is, besides the sequels, not talking about the sequels, talking about the original trilogy, Luke kind of uses the lightsaber in a really heavy way when he first gets one. It's a lot slower because he's not trained as well. My thought was they're using the Force, Jedi in general, like the reason that the height of the Jedi can do it so fast and so well is because they're trained to use the Force to wield it better. And that's why in the sequels, they're worse at it because they never got trained by a true Jedi, so they're a lot slower. That's why like Ahsoka in this show is a lot faster with her lightsabers in like Mandalorian Season 2 is because she actually has the training to move it fast, and that's why everyone else is like all clunky and slow. That's kind of my thought on it.
Yeah, I've never thought of it that way, but I'm going to jump on that train. I like that it just makes more sense for the sequels, in my opinion.
I think
that's
all they're doing these days.
Sequels, it's just,
yeah.
Oh, look how Kylo just this big one arm movement versus,
yeah,
I don't know, Qui-Gon and Darth Maul having this amazing fight.
Yeah, And then in like the Acolyte, they're way faster, but that's because they're the height of the Jedi. They're doing way more. It's not like the sequel stuff.
I've never thought of it that way. Quick, but I'm jumping on.
It's pretty cool, right?
Sure. Yeah,
I love it. But you have to watch the Book of Boba Fett to learn that. So let's do a quick side tangent since we're talking about the Darksaber real quick. Let's go. Let me just do a quick because we talked about Pre-Vizsla. Here is the lineage of the Darksaber. Ready? Here we go. Number 1, Terra Vizsla, the one who created the Darksaber. Then House Vizsla. He got it from his family. Then there was Pre-Vizsla. He was the leader of the Death Watch, who kind of started the Children of the Watch, where Mandalorian is. Then Darth Maul took it. He killed him. Then Sabine Wren, because she just finds it. And then Bo-Katan, because Sabine just gives it to her. And then Moff Gideon. He somehow acquired it from Bo. Then Din Djarin wins it off of Moff Gideon. And then Bo-Katan in Season 3 wins it back from... wait, there totally needs to be another one in there. Anyways, we'll talk about that in Season 3 recap because there was another creature that got it technically. Okay, so now...
Interesting. That's actually nice to know. That's cool.
I know. That's all we technically know. Darth Maul, dude. Respect. I still think Mandalorians are silly because they fight so much and like they're all like best friends but also hate each other a little bit. I still don't love that, but that's just because that's not who I am and my character development in my own life.
Yeah, I'm totally opposite of you.
I don't know.
I do like it, and I have been that.
I know.
It's like I'm close with my own cousin, and that's just like we love each other, we fight each other. You know,
Dude, listen. There are 5 boys in my family. We shared one room, and we were never, ever physical with each other. Not once. We never
That's
pushed.
wild.
We never punched. We never nothing because we didn't do that.
Not even
So
on
I think it was at this
trampoline,
point,
playing crack the egg and stuff like that. You know,
but yeah, we're playing crack the egg, but we're not being like mean about it. No, we don't mess with each other.
We were mean about it. Like the goal is to get them off the trampoline.
No.
Stuff like that.
No, we would just I would just walk away if my siblings were being mean to me. I'd just leave, and then no one would care. I think we were just on a person. I think we were too scared of our parents. Yep.
Well, anyway.
And when listen. No. This is important. When there's 7 children in your family, it's not like a one-on-one thing. Like if it's like me and my brother, like, oh hey, don't tell mom or I'm going to beat you up. That would be fine. If there was not 7 of us, something's going to get out. You cannot hide anything in a family of 7. Word will get out. You cannot shut all your family up. So you are going to be found out no matter what you do. Okay, cool. Now, Mandalorian. So, this scene also gets where she's like, "Hey, yo, are you sure you didn't show your face to anybody?" He's like, "Well, Grogu, he's so cute, and I had to, and and she's like,
what makes her like
Mandalorian?
Really actually question that, because she's not like using the Force to get this knowledge all of a sudden.
Maybe she is.
If you think she has the Force,
I wouldn't put it past her.
Wow.
Kind of. Okay, here's the thing. We never see anyone else bring like Beskar back for her to do anything. She might be asking everybody this like every day for all we know. It could just be like in her repertoire, like, hey, you take it off? Cool. This is the way. And then they're like, all right, get out of here. And if like they're so dedicated, what?
Sorry, yeah. I just reminded me of that scene. He totally has her melt down the entire Beskar spear to just this tiny chainmail. Like, there's no way. That was so much more.
Well, normally, right? If we go back to season, no, I don't, because if you think about it, season 1, all like the excess or whatever, he always donated to the foundlings. So I think that's probably a similar situation here. They built enough for dimensions for Grogu, and he's like, whatever, extra. He's like it's a tithe at that point.
Except that there's only 2 of them now, but.
Well, but they always hold on to it because with season 3 they have a bigger crew. Like they know they're going to find the rest of their crowd. They're always preparing for more. They're prepping, dude.
I guess if I would have thought of it that way, that would have made more sense to me. But I was like, man, that's tiny out of what that whole Beskar spear was.
I definitely thought that my very first watch through, 100%. So how does it just like cut away at that point, and then he just goes to Tatooine? I can't really remember how that whole sequence ends. I know he goes to Tatooine after that. And then builds his spaceship or whatever.
Is that when he goes to... Oh, yeah. Is it the spaceship after, or is it that when he goes to Mos Pelgo? Or is Mos Pelgo later on?
Probably Mos Pelgo. No, because he hasn't met up with Boba yet. He goes and builds his ship, and then Mos Pelgo happens. So he goes back to Palimoto, and he builds an N1 starfighter, which is... one, like you've said, one of my favorite ships. Probably my favorite starfighter.
Oh, yeah.
More in yellow, I would say. But
really?
We get a lot of
it
fun
better for the
Easter eggs in that moment. No, I don't like silver.
Were there?
What,
I'm
Easter
trying to think of like on how they repaired the ship or something. Was there something similar to like how young Anakin does it? No,
so there is a long pole that they have to get from the Jawas, and that's the exact same pole that Princess Leia holds up in the trash compactor to try to brace it.
Wow, that's crazy. What an Easter egg.
And I caught that before anyone else. I saw it. I was like, I know that staff thing.
That's
know
crazy.
that.
This is like my
and then we found out that
time seeing it, and I never caught that. But
this is my thing, I think. I'm the Star Wars guy. Check out my background. The other one is we found out that Jawas are furry. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, and that she
Pelimoto's she dated one.
It's like
I like
was so
her
crazy
I love
for
her
me
so
to
much.
hear. I was like, man, I never would have even thought of like a human dating a Jawa. But
hey
whatever.
man, you're on Tatooine a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, then I'm fine with this whole right. It's like in one starfighter they have it's basically like a Fast and Furious montage of them building this thing, and then they literally even put in a NOS button, right? The sublight drive or whatever it's called.
For real.
I mean, it's cool, super cool. Still not touching on that this is Book of Boba Fett, but a great episode of him getting a ship. He makes a little cockpit for Grogu. I think it's dumb. Okay, here's the thing. His ship is really stupid for bounty hunting.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's very vulnerable in that ship.
What, are you going to sit in his lap?
Much faster, though.
It's right, but for bounty hunting, you're supposed to bring people back. And what are you going to have him sit just in the little cockpit in the top?
That's actually a really good point. I didn't even really think of
that. It's like so tiny. You cannot drag them with you,
like on a chain through space.
Yeah, like do they have trailers in Star Wars? Space trailers? I'm sure they do. But
that's interesting. I'm sure they do. Yeah, we had to
camper trailers. Fifth wheel.
So funny. But that's also like, where's the hitch?
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
It's the power coupling. But yeah, I don't have a ton to say on. I hate to not talk much on it, but like I don't have a ton to say on that episode. It's just like he got a new ship, basically.
Yeah, it was cool. We got to see Mando coming into the Book of Boba Fett, which then ended up being most of the rest of Book of Boba Fett. But it was a good lead into him. I still liked how they did that. But yeah, I agree. I don't think there's too much to say about it.
I think the biggest character developments happened in the episode with Luke. So he comes down. We find Grogu being trained by Luke. Grogu's up to his usual shenanigans and eating frogs and not focusing. We get a much better Luke Skywalker than we did in season 2. This one does not look uncanny to me at all. He's very stoic. His voice is a little weird, but like I buy it.
You mentioned last time the guy that got hired. Was it now for the Book of Boba Fett that it was for this?
Yeah, he was.
Wow.
He was on the Book of Boba Fett, but they didn't use his direct skills.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
But you can
it's way better.
Still tell a difference. Yeah, it was really good. I did think I noticed a few times where it was a double as well. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of it helps. It's like natural lighting instead of like a spaceship lighting. I think you can cheat natural lighting a lot better on these type of things. But I think his voice a little bit, but I think it was great. I think honestly, I 100% buy it, and I think it works really well for me.
I do agree with you on the voice. I will have to say that. I think it more because I think like then I wouldn't have paid attention to the voice as much, but now that we're like so used to hearing AI voices all the time, like it really does sound like an AI voice, But
that is a time that I think we could have that we could have recast it, because I've heard some really good Luke Skywalker voice actors. Like there's been some good in some video games and stuff. Like I feel like if they were just recast completely instead of trying to augment it. I don't know how much. I can't remember. I haven't watched the documentary on that one in a long time, but I don't know how much they augmented it from Mark Hamill's voice specifically.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was thinking that too. Like it should be easy to just get someone to train and practice that sound of a voice and record audio. But
yeah, whatever. And there's so many people out there that do these voices anyways. But then we get like we get we find out that Grogu, like he has Mandalorian Din Djarin. You see that he really does care about Grogu. He's like, he's right there. I've come all this way. But like Ahsoka, the civilian in her is saying like, well, did you do this for him or did you do this for yourself? And she's all about free will, basically, right? She's saying that like she cares if he gets to make that choice. So then Luke presents the choice. Do you go back to the Mandalorian or do you stay as a Jedi? Again, Book of Boba Fett. And we get Yoda's lightsaber.
Yeah. That was cool. I love how they stopped it on the choice too. I knew they were going to do that when I was watching it. It was like, which one do you choose, Grogu? I really didn't think he was going to choose the lightsaber, but yeah.
He just like swipes both of them. And at first I was like, man, where? I was like, where did he get Yoda's lightsaber? I'm like, oh, well, he knows where he lived and he was there when he died. So okay, never mind.
What did you think of the temple, by the way? And like have we ever seen those droids before? That like the bots that were building it?
The builder droids?
Yeah,
dude, those things are sweet. No, those are a brand new creation, I believe. But this is the same. This is Disney filling in the gaps between the sequels and the original trilogy, right? So like this is the same temple that we get in the Last Jedi flashback, right?
Right.
So it's kind of cool to see, but like I don't know. Well, I don't know. I think it's cool. It's
so
cool.
that was the first time we've seen those builder droids before, though.
Yeah. As far as I'm aware, yeah, I don't think we've seen them anywhere else.
Yeah, those are interesting. They're cool. A lot of them. They're just. I like the assembly line of them. It was really cool. You know?
So many of them.
Yeah.
There's so many of them. And then so then like back to Grogu, it does feel it feels natural that he would choose Mando because he has a big attachment to him, and like we've been over that with Ahsoka basically. But it is very helpful that he went to Luke. Like for character development, he wasn't going to get any of this Jedi training from Mando, right? Mm-hmm. So Luke opening his mind, letting him reveal his flashbacks. I love flashbacks. I think helps his character a ton.
I also loved kind of like the Easter egg to Luke running and jumping around with him on the backpack and stuff, and doing the flip. Like it's like, oh my goodness,
run and jump.
It's literally him and Yoda, but it's
I can do a backpack run.
Yeah. And it was cool to see Grogu do it too, when he's learning how to jump and learning the Force and stuff. It's so many similarities to Yoda. Because I love the way they depicted that.
Yeah, I think it's a good continuation of season 2, right? Where like he doesn't want to use the Force because he's kind of scared of it because he's had to repress that for many years. And Luke saying the fact that he's not training him, he's just like helping him remember his training.
Yeah, as well as like he's using the Force and not having to fall into a deep sleep after anymore. Yeah,
like, he does some sleeping here and there, but he can use more Force without having to sleep.
Right.
Did we get both flashbacks in this season? I always get the flashbacks mixed up in my brain. Do we get the flashback with Collar and Beck in this one, right? That's in episode.
I believe it was in this one. Yes. Yeah. Or are you
Collar
talking
and Beck
about
one? Yeah. That.
Yeah, Grogu's flashbacks, or
yeah. The Collar and Beck flashback with the guy that plays Jar Jar Binks. Amidst. Yeah, dude, that flashback. Oh, I love that flashback. First off, a little bit of respect. Also, Easter eggs, right? Collar and Beck, the character, was already a thing before Mandalorian and Grogu. Did you know that?
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, so he has. Amidst has an entire YouTube show that Disney Star Wars made. It's like Wipeout, but not Wipeout. It's like a Ninja Warrior for children and math skills, and they're all dressed up like Jedi, and it's Collar and Beck, Amidst, as a Jedi Master training them.
Wow, that's crazy. I didn't know about that.
So the lore is already set up that Collar and Beck would know most Padawans because he works with the younger side of Padawans. So he would know Baby Yoda or Grogu at this time. And also just respect Amidst and everything that Star Wars has put him through. I don't know. Love it.
Yeah. No, Amidst is great. That would be like the dream for us to have on our podcast is let's talk to Amidst.
Boy, howdy, don't I don't even dream about it anymore. It's too far.
You literally have Jar Jar, a 6 foot Jar Jar standing right behind you right now.
I know. I like. Okay. Well, I don't want to. Okay. Mandalorian Grogu. So Grogu has a lot of trauma. We don't know his whole backstory. But he definitely gets a lot of his abilities unlocked. It's kind of like a video game where he gets some abilities unlocked. For the rest for season 3 of Mandalorian, but he comes back. I honestly, right? So the scene where the X-wing comes and lands to Pelimoto, I thought that Luke would be there again. I'm like, well, they already used him once.
I thought it was already wasn't.
It was not.
But I was surprised.
But obviously,
too.
R2 is an he's an astromech droid, so he can fly the X-wing.
Yeah, right.
So it's fine. I think it is silly that Luke hasn't got a new ship, but that's also fine.
And Palimoto, you said is her name, right? Palimoto?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. I just love to see her reaction. She's so like motherly and excited to take care of Grogu when he's back, That was such a good addition to that. Her taking care of him. But yeah.
100%. And then we get some like pretty, out of all the Book of Boba Fett, this is some of the better action, right? Like they're held up in the bar. It gets blown up at one point. Fennec Shand runs off, so it's just the two of them, and they have to kind of like deal with it.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun. There's some quirks. There's some 360 shooting, 360 no scopes, but like it's fun. It's a fun team up. It doesn't feel too big. The stakes are not like massive. Obviously, it's life and death, but it's not like they decided to go too huge.
Yeah.
But right, everyone's teaming up. You got the people from Mos Pelgo. You got Chrysanthemum or whatever his name is. You got the Rancor. How do you feel about like the big team up with for Boba Fett and like Mando?
Oh, I thought it was awesome. Is that his name, Chrysanthemum or Santo or whatever? Are you talking about the big Wookiee guy?
It's not Chrysanthemum, but it's Chrysanthemum, I think.
I thought they called him Santo for some reason, but then he does have like a long name too, like that. But because I remember Boba Fett called him Santo at some point, but
it must be like a shortened version.
Yeah, but he is legit. I love that guy. Oh, he's so cool. I thought it was funny, and just when they're fighting him, they're just so worthless compared to him. He's so strong until the end, and then we're seeing him fighting at the end, and he's just breaking down. But I won't forget that scene where there's I don't even remember what type of. I thought it was a Gamorrean guard, maybe not. But he ran up behind him and just hit him on the armor. I was like, really? If you snuck up behind this guy out of all the places, you hit him on his back shoulder armor, But yeah.
Yeah, well, you have to.
Speaking of Gamorreans, by the way.
That is Chrysanthemum. What?
Oh, Chrysanthemum? Yeah. Gamorreans in Star Wars just die. It's like the Gamorrean guards, you see them, they're just going to die. And like that's what happened in this. They just get backed off that cliff, and that's enough for them,
Yeah. This is technically not I don't know. I'm like really torn on how I want to talk about this because I don't really want to touch on the Book of Boba Fett storyline that much, and like not much else has to do with Mandalorian Grogu. Right? He flies in. Grogu shows up, and then the Rancor's going crazy. Right? He's doing some full on King Kong stuff up on the tallest
King
thing.
Kong,
right?
Godzilla, Rancor.
Yeah. and then Baby Yoda Grogu comes up and he's just like meow, and he's like calms him. I think if we didn't have pre-established lore on controlling animals, that would not have gone over very well.
Yeah.
But since we do have the Rebels, which has a big emphasis on talking to animals, that this we're pretty chill with it, I guess, if that makes sense.
I'll say I think it was probably highly expected by most people watching this. I know the first time I watched that, I was like, for sure, Grogu is going to be the one that stops this Rancor. Like if Chrysanthemum or whatever we're calling that guy is breaking down to all this, and they're losing their strongest warriors, but all of a sudden Grogu's back. Like it's going to be the Jedi, it's going to be the Force that solves this giant Godzilla problem.
Yep, and then they take a little nap together. Just what we always wanted.
Hey, I will say it was really cool when Boba Fett was riding him at first. It was like that's what it came up, and it's like that was insane.
Yep.
For a second, almost did the same. But that he had to put fire in its mouth.
True. Oh, dude, they did a sweet they did a sweet like team up with it. It was working great. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then we get the bounty hunter. We get Cad Bane.
How do we not mention Cad Bane yet? That's
because
one of my
it's mainly about
people to add into this. I'm sure that is mainly Book of Boba Fett stuff, but I love Cad Bane. He's one of my.
But that's okay.
Characters.
We can talk about it. Yeah. How do you feel about Cad Bane in this show?
Well, I would say he was the perfect person to kill Cobb Vanth, because I think Cobb Vanth actually looked like he was a good sharpshooter, But Cad Bane, no one's beating him. He is the Star Wars sharpshooter, And that was just such a cool Western standoff scene.
Yeah.
The classic, like, he has his deputy to the side, and the deputy draws first, and that's what makes him lose, But love Cad Bane. Yeah, you're giving me some different reactions. I just don't know how
I just don't.
What are your thoughts?
It was
on Cad
fine,
Bane?
but like I don't like how. I love Cad Bane.
Yeah.
Regular Cad Bane. I don't know how I feel about how they handled him in this show. Just because he kind of came in, he just kind of walked around, he shot a couple people, then he just dies. Is kind of how it felt. Which is kind of like for some of those characters, I feel like I don't want them to die off. Now again, Cobb Vanth doesn't die in this show, right? He gets shot. He doesn't die.
True.
Because he's in the back tank or whatever, taking a bath. But like, so do I think he's dead? I don't know. I could see him actually being alive, but I don't know when they would bring him back or why they would bring him back. I don't know. I have no clue. Know. But
to be fair, I think in that scenario, I could see why he wouldn't fully kill Cobb Vanth there and just kill the deputy. Because the deputy's the one that drew. You know, it's like Cobb Vanth just had to draw as well because that's what was happening. So I think out of the respect of being a sharpshooter and the gunmanship of it, maybe it was just...
Could be.
I don't know.
Or he didn't know that he didn't kill him. Like, you don't always know. You can't be perfect.
Yeah.
But then, how does it even end? You just watched this a minute ago. Take me through... I didn't get to finish it, if I'm being honest.
Well, I mean...
How does it end with Mandalorian? How does Mandalorian and Grogu exit this Tatooine?
Well, I mean, the ending was Grogu sleeping the Rancor. Like, that's the end of
That was the very end? Nothing else happened?
I don't really remember any, like, special exit or anything happening, but...
I thought they get in the Naboo starfighter and zip away.
Maybe.
Do they not? You just watched this.
I know, I just watched this, but it's, like, so fresh that it's, like, what happened, you know? Well, I'm sure, I'm sure they left in the starfighter. Because that was, like,
crazy.
what it was leading up to.
You just watched this. You have to know.
Well, okay. My memory is not like yours.
It's like 35 minutes ago, man. Okay, so I'll tell you how it ends. Yes. Okay. Din asks Grogu, he says, "Hey, do you want to see what this ship can do?" And then he activates the starfighter's sublight speed or whatever. And then Grogu goes, "Woo!"
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's totally how it ends.
It's showing that they are emotionally back. They are reconnected and having fun again, which is very fun for going into season 3. But I think they handle the characters good. I don't really have honestly, too much more to say on it because, like, yeah, there's some big developments, but it's not like that big. It honestly would have been 2 episodes maybe 2 episodes for in a real season of Mandalorian. Sweet. Now, I don't have anything else to add. I'm really excited for going over season 3. I feel like there's a ton of stuff. I'm really excited to talk about what people don't like about season 3. I'm going to put out a poll or some questions because I don't know. I don't know the complaints. I think maybe it's just because there's more Bo-Katan than they wanted. I, for one, loved it. So I'm excited for that. That is not what's coming out next on our podcast.
Yeah, I know this is kind of a weird episode because it's like I have a lot to say about Book of Boba Fett, obviously, but this is Mandalorian and Grogu focused, you know, so that'll be a different episode. Mm-hmm. Stay tuned.
Yep. We're going to do a heated episode about that. We're going to bring on someone who actually liked it a lot, and there's going to be me, the naysayer. No, wait, no, I'm the one defending it. Never mind.
I was going to say,
Landon's going to come on, and he's going to be attacking it.
Different than I thought.
Yeah. We'll see whose side I take. But again, next week is going to start the Darth Maul show reactionary episodes, which I think is going to be a ton of fun. So remember to come back next week. And if you're not into that, just hold off for a month, and then we'll be back on the Mandalorian recap train right before the Mandalorian Grogu movie drops on May 22nd, which we are seeing live. Obviously live. You can't see a movie not live in Seattle. But yeah. Ethan, any last remarks or comments you want to say before we sign off here?
No, I guess just sorry to the listeners that we're breaking this up by the Maul series, but it's live. It's coming out now. We got to watch this right away. We've seen Mandalorian enough times. Season 3 will be here in a month, so stay tuned for that.
Season 3 will be here in a month. I don't think anyone is hinging their if you're upset, let me know, and I'll reimburse you with something. Okay, so thank you so much for joining this week's episode of Mandalorian. This week's episode of Me Moby's Galaxy, a Star Wars podcast. Until next time, may the Force be with you.